Now it's time for a top 10.
So we're jumping into the top 10 highest grossing films of the 90s. So not necessarily the best films, but the highest grossing films of the 90s. And this is all, of course, research according to Mick. So it's
all about the money.
It's all about the money. Cash money.
Dollaries.
Dollar bills, right? dollar bills. So this is going to be a list packed with some nostalgia, some blockbusters, and some of the most iconic films made during the what I think is the greatest movie making period of all time. So Sean, you ready for this?
I am ready. It was a golden age of cinema, at least in our opinion.
In our opinion, yeah, for sure.
The 80s, great films. There are some very iconic films from the 80s, but the 90s, big summer blockbusters, and they made their mark. So we'll start off with number 10. Chris, what was number 10?
Number 10. This one goes out to the late Val Kilmer. This was Batman Forever from 1995.
Right.
Directed by Joel Schumacher. This was the superhero flick, of course. It starred Val Kilmer as the Cape Crusader. It was a major departure from Tim Burton's earlier films. They were a little bit darker. This one was a bit more comical, but still managed to become a box office hit. Who could forget Jim Carrey as the Riddler playing Jim Carrey?
Yeah, he did have a habit of being Jim Carrey in every film. Bruce Almighty. No, not Bruce Almighty. There's a film where he's quite serious. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes.
That's one Jim Carrey
film
where he's not Jim Carrey. Yeah. The rest of them, it's Jim Carrey. But in ninth place, we have The Fugitive from 1993, which grossed $368 million. It's a lot of money for a thriller. But anyway, directed by Andrew Davis and starring Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. Everybody remembers the iconic "I didn't kill my wife" scene, mainly because it's been parodied by The Simpsons. So it's, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Coming in at number 8, we've got Big Tommy Cruise and his Mission Impossible from 1996. So this one was directed by Brian De Palma and starring, of course, Tom Cruise. Was this before Scientology, Tom Cruise? Yeah, it was.
I think
pretty sure it was. This is when Tom was pretty cool.
Yeah, 96. That predates the Scientology.
Yeah, this was cool Tom era. This was an action-packed spy thriller that launched one of the biggest and most successful franchises in film history. And who could forget that iconic scene where he drops from the ceiling to stop only meters from the bottom of the floor.
And then he catches the drop of his own sweat in a glove.
Stop the alarm going off. Incredible. One of the great scenes in movie history. Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. At number 7, it's The Matrix, 1999.
Massive film.
$465 million. Sci-fi action film directed by the Wachowski brothers.
Brothers, sisters, who knows? Movie makers.
They were brothers at this time.
Yeah.
Things changed over the years. Innovative special effects, very much so. And the concept of bullet time. Everyone remembers bullet time. You remember Keanu Reeves?
Whoa!
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
We just did that.
Mr. Anderson.
That's it. 90s vibes. Very much. And I think it's become like subject to a lot of memes now, some of that stuff too.
Massively.
It's parodied so much. But yeah, that was number 7. What's at number 6?
And everyone knows it. Number 6. This was a huge film when it came out. This was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moving into Independence Day. So it was directed by Roland Emmerich. This was an alien invasion blockbuster that gave us Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, and some seriously mind-blowing special effects for the time. Still a great movie now. The effects hold up, I think, like most of these movies do. But it became the quintessential 90s sci-fi action movie and a symbol of the genre.
The President Saves the Earth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Need we say more?
That's what he does.
Will the current president save the Earth?
In the same methodology, I would think.
Gonna do it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go and watch the film. You can see Trumpy.
If you don't know what we're talking about, and you haven't watched this film, you probably don't want to listen to any of what we're talking about. That's all I got to say. Number 8, a shit show.
A shit show.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, 1999, grossing shit tons of money in a film that was shithouse.
Played on nostalgia. That's what it was. Let's be honest. It played on nostalgia. When did you say the last film? The previous film was?
It was Return of the Jedi in 1983, I believe. And look, it was people just jumping on the nostalgia bandwagon. We're doing that right now. But it was one of those things. It was so highly anticipated that people just paid their hard-earned dollars to go and see George Lucas's absolute abomination of racial stereotyping and one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. And Jar Jar Binks, a miss of shithouse. Terrible.
I think he's one of the most hated characters in movie history.
Oh, it has to be. Has to be. And look, the Darth Maul thing was all right, but terrible. Number 4?
Coming in at number 4, I think one of the greatest movies ever written, and one of those movies that everyone's seen because it's so iconic. And of course, it's Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
So this one obviously is the heartwarming drama about a kind-hearted man who unintentionally influences several key historical events and became a global phenomenon.
Very clever.
It was the way they introduced him into certain aspects and events. It was an incredible, heartwarming story. And of course, who could forget the iconic line? Everyone knows it. Life is like a box of chocolates, but there's a better one, right?
In the buttocks.
In the buttocks. Where were you shot?
In the buttocks.
So,
or the other one that's really good. I need to pee. another great line. Too many
classic.
Dr. Peppers.
Too many Dr. Peppers. That was his undoing.
You wouldn't have that here, though.
No.
No one drinks Dr.
No, it
Pepper in
tastes like
Australia.
medicine. It's garbage. Don't try it, kids.
Number 3.
Number 3.
The classic Lion King. The Lion King.
Oh, Mufasa.
1994. 968 million, just shy of the billion.
$1 billion mark.
Directed by Roger Allers and Rob Minkoff. With animations, it's hard to remember some of the directors' names, but that was a masterpiece from Disney. I will say,
it was.
unforgettable music, characters, and the story is amazing. We actually were in the States in 1994 and when it had come out, and we saw the Disney parade through the main street of Disneyland. Incredible. I've actually seen a live performance in Las Vegas as an adult, not as a child, of The Lion King, and it was also pretty phenomenal. So, what's number 2, Chris?
Now, look, I know you've got a hard on for this one, so introduce us. Hit us with it.
All right, number 2 is the greatest film ever made. Not
What
just
is
my.
it? Tell me, what is it?
It's Jurassic Park, 1993's life-changing film. At least for me, it was a jaw-dropping 1.046 billion. It's probably made more than that now. If you look at, I guess,
Franchise-wise, you mean?
Merchandise, and if you're going to go franchise, it'd be something phenomenal. We'll get Slick Mick to check that out. Steven Spielberg is the director. Groundbreaking film. I love dinosaurs, and I love them even more after 1993. And as a 9-year-old watching this in the cinemas, I was out of my mind with this, and have been obsessed with this ever since. In the Millennial Man Cave, which we're in right now, if you look around, Wibbles,
Dinosaurs. Jurassic Park.
Specifically Jurassic Park.
Parks.
My stubby cooler that I'm holding here is a Jurassic Park stubby cooler. My favourite film, hands down. Still holds up
today. Yeah, it's a
100%.
fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, which I don't know how you couldn't, make sure you get out there and get yourself a video card and go to Blockbuster. Go to Blockbuster and rent it over the weekend.
Also, there's a new Jurassic film coming in.
Yeah, there is.
You don't talk about that?
I don't. No, I think.
Well, we'll move on. What is number 1?
Number one movie. I don't think it's too hard to guess. From the 90s, more well known for its soundtrack and one particular song than anything else. And of course, it's Titanic. 1997 with a record-breaking $2.2 billion and directed by James Cameron. So this was the epic romance and disaster film that took the world by storm, becoming the highest-grossing film of all time up until 2009. So it won 11 Academy Awards and gave us one of the most iconic love stories in cinema history. But you think there's a couple more?
Well, I think that the love story between Robert Muldoon and the Velociraptor is probably my favourite love story.
It was
Clever girl.
Blossoming. I mean, that was really big.
Cut short.
Yeah, cut short. Tragically
cut short. Well, same premise in Titanic.
Yeah.
Cut short.
Like most great romances are.
But there was another love story with Leo in it, Romeo and Juliet. Not a film I like.
No, it wasn't one that I liked.
But I'm surprised, Chris, that it's not on the list.
No, I would have thought it would have made the list.
So
again, but this just shows the quality of films that were around in the 90s. So
that's true.
I mean, hard pressed to beat this list, I think. So, so there you have it, guys. That was our top 10 highest-grossing films of the 1990s, from epic romances to the sci-fi blockbusters. These films captured the hearts and audiences worldwide, and
for sure,
become cornerstones of 90s pop culture. And again, I just think it was the best period for movie making. It's
huge films, a lot of technical advancements,
big actors.
Well, I mean, you didn't see any of the huge action stars. There's no Stallone or Schwarzenegger in this list, but 90s films, some great stuff there. What a ride. All right, I think it might be time for a fight.
It's time for a fight.